Redgate Farms and RV Park. This is in Savannah, Georgia. It's about 5 miles from downtown. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the most elegant places we've stayed. I guess elegant would be the right word for that. The grounds are kept very nice. There is some stocked fishing ponds, and there's a couple of them. The area's got some horses and goats, and it's got pony rides. It's got horseback rides. It's got horse-drawn carriage rides. I'll show you a little bit around the park. There's not very many sites, which is kind of nice. There's no playground or laundry, but this is full hookup sites. I believe there's a couple that they call premium sites that I believe are back more into the trees. Ours is just a standard site. Real close to the highway, but it's quiet. You don't hear any noise. It's not an interstate, but it is a highway, but you don't hear that at all. Standing on top of the RV, I could hear that truck going by, but when I'm standing next to the RV, we don't hear any traffic at all. That looks like a maybe somebody was doing some coke and eating oatmeal, but that's not what that is. That is going camping and having one of those moments where you do some frustration therapy. And I gotta say, about 45 minutes ago, I opened our side door and just started throwing all of our food containers outside. So, you know, what do you do? Sometimes when you're traveling and you're on the road, things just get really frustrating. And what do you do with that frustration? Well, you probably should sit down and relax. But if you're me, you don't always know how to do that. And if you're you might be one of those people too. And if you have any kind of anxiety or things like that, if you watch some of our other videos, you see we're trying to be on this trip and to live our best life and have post-traumatic growth. But sometimes the stress gets a little overwhelming. And it's been a long day and it's been hot. And got back in the RV and things just weren't going quite as planned in there. And instead of sitting down and just taking a few breaths and doing what they call 4-7-8s, which if you having, you know, some stress issues, you can do 4-7-8s. Breathe in for 4 real deep, hold it for a count of 7, and then breathe out for a count of 8. Well, instead of doing that, I just decided to take our food containers and throw them all outside, and then have to go to the store and rebuy all the food that you know, broke all over the ground. And I kind of got it cleaned up, but I probably need to clean up a little bit more. So, back to the RV park. Here's the RV park. See some kids around. And they got this clubhouse over here. I'm not really sure what's in the clubhouse, but this property is so beautiful that you can see here's a porch over here, and there's a dock off of one of these ponds. Maybe we'll go find that in a minute. But this building over here is a wedding venue, and right down this gravel road, where these people are coming with their dogs, there's another wedding venue down there. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the horses through there. This place also has some history. This was a Confederate, and I think Confederate and Union both had been through this property during the Civil War and had camped here during the Civil War. It was a Jersey Cows farm. Now it's a wedding venue and an RV park. So there's a lot of history right here at this RV park. And there's some maniac that was throwing his Tupperware containers of food out the door. So, okay, I'll take a walk over and show you the water. Okay, get an idea where you're at. That's where I was standing before, on top of the RV, looking back over here to this deck. Here's the lake. It seems like Sammy said they rent kayaks over there. Haven't seen anybody on a kayak, but looks like there's a little fishing dock. Right where this picnic table is, there was somebody dry camping there, and on the other side of that structure is another RV. So it appears you can back up, be close to the water, kind of over here on your own. So I came over here just to show you this giant tree. I have no idea how big around this trunk is. I'm going to say the circumference is probably 15 feet, maybe more. Camera's on 0.5, so it kind of makes it look a little smaller than it really is. I believe this is a oak. The live oak is the state tree, I believe, not exactly sure, but I think it's the state tree is what we heard. And this one is big. So anyway, it's a beautiful tree. Thought I'd add it and show you just more of these grounds. One other quick note, all this mossy stuff that you see hanging off the trees, very cool to look at. But they say don't touch it, that they're all filled with chiggers. So they don't drop out on you and bite you, but if you start grabbing this stuff, the chiggers will get all over your hands and you'll have little chigger bites all over you. And if you ever had chigger bites, well, they're not fun. Okay, so I stand corrected on a couple things. I haven't been down here to really see all that this place has to offer, because I've been basically just at camp or going into Savannah. Here's a fishing dock that jets out into the water. A couple of swinging benches just to relax, check out the water. Here's a playground. Didn't know there was a playground. Pretty nice sized playground. And over there is a pool. Had no idea there was a pool. The horses, and inside that other fenced area, can't see from here, but there's some goats in there, and they've got some different decks built with ramps for the goat to be elevated and walk up and down through there. Can't tell in the video, but there's two black goats that are on top of the highest deck. A little better look at the pool area. Okay, so there's more things I didn't know. Here it looks like a little porch built. I'm assuming, this is totally a guess, I'm assuming so you could feed the horses. Guessing that you could stand up there if you had kids and get up to the horse's height to feed the horses. Back here behind me is that other wedding venue. Just beautiful grounds, absolutely beautiful grounds. All these little things, like this extra porch here, that nice deck, the landscaping. Beautiful place to stay. I'm over here by the pond, about to head back to the RV. And this little walk, recording this, has been nice. It's helped me calm down a little bit. Like I said, I was really frustrated earlier. It's been a long day. It's humid in Savannah. It's hot. If you watch some of these other videos, you know that I'm also not just promoting some RV parks. I say promoting, like I'm not being paid. I just wanted to share the experience of these different RV parks so people can see. But also, one of my first videos is about PTSD and anxiety through a first responder's point of view. And it's something that I deal with regularly. And so my life is, I'm trying to improve and have post-traumatic growth and do wellness practices, like walks and meditation and things to improve myself and my life for myself, my family. And, things don't always go as planned. And for whatever your stress is in life, because nobody's perfect and we all have failures. And you got to embrace that failure because that's all you've got. You can't change it. You can be better in the future, but you can't go back in time. And you can't fix things from the past that you wish you could have done different or you wish would have played out different. I mean, it all happens for a reason. And I think Tony Robbins or some speaker that said, that these tragedies happen and traumas happen, something to the fact that these traumas happen and you don't want to waste them. That the traumas in life are blessings, that struggles in life are blessings, because those struggles help us become stronger. Though sometimes we don't always handle them well. I didn't handle it well tonight. Long day, irritated, things aren't going just right, not communicating very well with Sammy, and she leaves to take Scylla for a walk, and it was just enough, and I should have just sat down and relaxed, but I am far from perfect, and I've had my share of struggles, and at that moment, for whatever reason, seemed best to open the door and throw out the containers of food. That's completely immature, ridiculous behavior, right? I'm sure you'll say. But if anybody's being honest with themselves, there's been times you threw your phone or threw something or overreacted, right? Because we all have whatever problems. And in that moment, that's what I did. And I could have handled it better. I should have handled it better. Just one more reminder that I need to be doing, wellness practices and taking the time to improve myself. I'm out here and I'm looking around at this just amazing world that I get to live in and that we all get to live in. And you can come out here and enjoy things like this, get out of your normal life, your normal routine. Don't let anxiety control your life. Anxiety can be like a dog that's just, like a chained dog, that you have all this potential to go out into the world and do whatever it is that you think you might be able to do, that you want to do, but you're chained up. And you keep, as you go out, you hit your limit and you end up coming back. You got to break through that. And the last few days, I've been struggling with that. I've been spending a lot of time in the RV before we leave, and to go out and see the city of Savannah has been very difficult. So it's a beautiful place. And I hope that if you watch this video and you make it to Savannah, you're in an RV, you'll check out this Red Gate RV Farms. If you are in Savannah, you definitely need to do a ghost tour. These ghost tours are very, there's a lot of history also included in it. The one we did was a history and haunts. The guy's name is Dan, he's the owner. He does the tour himself. It's 90-minute history and haunts candlelight walking tour. So look it up, it's on Instagram. You can get tickets. I believe they were about $25 and completely worth it. 100% definitely worth it. He has a ton of information to offer, and he gives you a lot of information if you don't ask anything. If you ask questions, he's got a lot more information. So check him out. And I just want to add this to the end. Yeah, don't let any anxiety control your life. Be better than it, be stronger than it. Live your best life. Don't let your struggles overwhelm you and overtake you. PTSD doesn't have to be something that stops your life. It's just something that you can grow from. Same with anxiety. Again, if you come to Savannah, check out this Red Gate RV park and campground, and check out the history in downtown Savannah. Take the trolley around, listen to the whole thing, do the whole loop once so you can hear all the history, and then get on and off to see all the different sites. All right, thanks for watching.